Welcome to this week's Quickfire segment. In the Okoa Chumi podcast, my name is Mulai Muni. And fellow Kenyans, did you know we are currently ingesting toxic chemicals? In studio today, I am joined by the lovely, the intelligent, the brilliant, and she will introduce herself.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. My name is called Winnie Ogutu. I work at the Institute for Social Accountability as Advocacy and Partnership Officer. Thank you.
Welcome, Winnie. So, here we are. How am I ingesting this poison?
This poison, you are injecting it through your food. The food that was meant to be our medicine is now our poison because of the chemicals that are being used to produce them at the farm level. So that is a very serious case because now the food that is supposed to give us nutrition in our body is now causing different kind of diseases, cancer, kidney. You have even seen young children who are now suffering from cancer, the lifestyle diseases that we thought were for the old people. But because they eat these foods that are produced at the farm level, that like potatoes, that are mostly used for feeding children, now these children get problems, they get diseases. And these toxic chemicals is not even only harmful to our health, it's even causing a lot of problems in the environment.
No, wait. This is not an ushago problem. Sisi watu wa town tuko sawa. We are not ingesting these things. Because you've talked about the farms. Is it farms in Kenya or generally everywhere in Kenya?
You know, production of foods and normally happens at the rural setups. In big towns like Nairobi or Kisumu, we don't have farms. The farms are at the rural level. So this food, they get their way to the markets. So when you go to buy your food there, as a consumer, you may not see it physically that there is chemicals. But while you're ingesting it in your body and you're cooking your nice food and eating it, you're also ingesting chemicals in your body. So it's a problem both at the urban level, urban areas, and at the rural areas as well.
Okay, that's shocking to find out, but obviously logical. The question is, why are these farmers using, what is it? Is it a pesticide? What is it exactly?
All right. As a farmer, when a farmer produces his crops, there are always challenges, and one of those challenges is the pests. So when there are pests in the farm or the pests infest the crops, a farmer will go for pesticides. When there are fungal diseases, a farmer will go for fungicides. So there are different chemicals that are used at the farm level. So the reason as to why they use them is just to manage their crops. A farmer cannot watch their crops being destroyed by pests or even fungal diseases. So they will always go to the nearest agrochemical shops, buy the products, and then they use it in their farms.
So you've mentioned fungicide, pesticide, all these different things. But the bottom line is, how can I tell that I am eating something that has toxic amounts? Also, a second question. What are they pesticides that are out there that are non-toxic? That's also something else.
Yeah.
Or all of them are bad.
No, there are those that are non-toxic. There are those that are that we call them biopesticides or biofungicides. Then they are very friendly to the body. In fact, there are those that you can spray, and the evening you just wash your vegetables and you use them. But you find that most of these friendly pesticides or fungicides, they are not very cheap to the farmers. So these other ones like pesticides, you'll find them even at 100 shillings, you go spray. But again, also, we may say that these companies who produce biofertilizers, I feel that they are not well supported by the government. Because even as the government, right now, we have something called fertilizer subsidy that the government is rolling out to all the farmers. What kind of fertilizers are they distributing? They are distributing the synthetic fertilizers. So if the government can also come in to support these companies that are producing environmentally friendly chemicals, then that can really help the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll buy from those companies and roll it out to the farmers.
Let me take you back to my first question. Is this something obvious? When I'm eating these things, I just know, hey, mulai, poison, poison, poison. And just a way for me to identify and just stop stocking these things in my fridge or at home. Yeah.
It is really panicking because now you're not sure when you're going to the market which kind of vegetables or food will you find. The surest way to know to not ingest these chemicals is to grow your own food. But just looking at the kales and the market and knowing this one has chemicals, this one do not have chemical, it's not easy to tell. But maybe you can pick those ones that at least have some problems in the leaves that are eaten by pests. These ones you'll know that at least there were no chemicals to prevent these pests. So they ended up eating the vegetables. So you eat the remaining leaves.
Okay, since I am not a farmer, I have never farmed in my life. I attempted to grow grass and it did not work out. So what is the solution? How can we come together and stop this?
Okay, this is not a farmer level problem only, because the farmer will go to the agrovet to look for a product to manage the crop. So I call it's a problem of the system, from the farmer level, from the government, from the company, from the government that license these companies to import these products, to the distributors, to the people who are now at the retailers level. So it's a all system problem. First of all, at the farmer level, we need training. First of all, at the farmer level, we need trainings and creation of awareness. And do you know that the farmers already know that these chemicals they use are toxic? And that's why it is alleged that farmers are now having two farms. One, they grow food for their own consumption, and then they have other parts of the farm where they grow food for the market. So already they are aware that that the products we are using are not good. And this is not fair even to the people who are consuming it. And then they are not aware that even while they are spraying those chemicals, they are also ingesting them in other way, because these things, they go to the air, some are airborne. So basically, the problem is we can start the farm level, we can start by training and really creating awareness to the farmers that even as much as you use them and you're not consuming the crops that you're using them on, you are still affecting your health in other ways. Number two, we need trainings at the stockist level and creation of awareness. These people, they also need to understand that the chemicals, the products they are stocking in their agrovet, some have compounds that are not friendly and are not friendly to our bodies, and they are also prohibited in other countries. But again, let's come now to the companies who are now importing these chemicals. From where I see it, I feel that these people, they know, because they know the countries where these products are coming from, but they're still bringing them into the country. Maybe it's because of the business, but with them, we need law enforcement. It is good that already we have regulation bodies that are mandated to control and to monitor these products. For example, we have the Pest Control and Product Boards. They are mandated to give license, to monitor, and even to supervise the premises where these chemicals are stored. And they are even mandated to even revoke licenses of companies who import these products. In fact, I feel that as a country now we need a law that anybody that is found selling or using products that are prohibited in other countries should be criminalized. You know, Kenyans, I think when something is enforced to the latter, we can obey. You remember the story of the black polythene? Do you normally find it in the shops? Mm-mm. it is no longer there because it was a law. And it was passed that if you are found using the black polythenes, you will be held accountable. Can we do that also for these synthetic products that are causing harm to our bodies and they're already prohibited in other countries? I think that can work. But again, that also brings me to something else. We have a problem in the sector of agriculture. And I feel that maybe the underfunding of our sector also contributes to this. Because this board that is mandated to control and supervise this, you may find that maybe there are no enough personnel, enough resources to do the surveillance and to do the monitoring. So even as we think about how are we going to solve this, we need to think about how are we funded the agricultural sector to a point that the program on surveillance and monitoring and the regulations can do their work properly. I think that can also work.
Just as a parting shot, where can we start? You have given a lot of wonderful recommendations, but what is the most basic level that you would recommend us?
All right. The basic level is to do a publication of all these products that are harmful. No, we keep on saying that we have harmful chemicals and products. What are they? So if it is made transparent that this and this is the list of the chemicals or the products that we don't need in the pesticides, then it becomes very public, then that can really work, because a stockist will know that if I have a product in my stock that has this component, this is already prohibited. So the first thing is to make the information, make public the list of the products that are banned. And then the next thing is to come up with a law. Because a farmer will not use what is not there in the first place in the shelf. So the first thing is to block this thing from entering in our country. Then we'll have a solution for that. But as a consumer level, maybe if you can find your own ways, even at the balcony, if you're living in a tall building, please grow your own kales. Just to be safe.
Thank you so much, Winnie.
Yes.
I will be going out to buy a small bucket and probably, perhaps, attempt is the keyword to grow a few vegetables.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us on
Also, wash your vegetables thoroughly when you buy them.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the Quickfire segment. See you next week.